Good morning, everyone. I'm Sir Eugenio de la Merced. I'm an applications engineer for design and manufacturing at Maximum Solutions Corporation. So today I will be introducing you the Autodesk Fusion 360 and how it can help you on your daily manufacturing processes. So before that, let's have a quick poll lang muna. So Ma'am Janice, can you please start the poll?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
For the first poll, we have
So for the first poll lang naman is how familiar are you in Fusion 360? So you can choose whether you have been using Fusion 360 for some time, are you new to Fusion 360, or you have no prior knowledge in Fusion 360. So let's give a moment for the attendees to select. So for the results, no, so we have 13% using Fusion 360, and most of you are no prior knowledge in Fusion 360. So that's okay, no. So this webinar, I will give you an introduction on Fusion 360. Okay, so let's have the second poll now. So for the second poll, what best describes your current manufacturing capabilities? No? So you can select multiple if ever you are in CNC machining, you are in additive manufacturing, or just design. Or you can also type your answer on the chat box if what are your current manufacturing capabilities. Again, let's give a moment. Okay, so most of our attendees are more on design, no? So and most of them is also in CNC machining. So okay, so I will be introducing you CNC machining in the capability of Fusion 360 for CNC machining as well as design. So that's good, no? Okay. Thank you for your answers. So I think we can now proceed. So let me share my screen again. So confirm ko lang ulit, Ma'am Janice, nakikita po ba ng full screen yung aking PowerPoint?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for that. No, so let's continue. So for our agenda for today, as I've said, I will be introducing you the Fusion 360, its features and capabilities, as well as I will be giving you an overview of its extensions. No, and by the end of this webinar, we will be having a Q&A portion wherein you can type your questions on the Q&A box in Zoom. Okay, so let's start. So here, some of the challenges that our manufacturers are facing today. The challenge of change, wherein new technologies are constantly introduced in the market. With this comes with you competitive threats on how can we adapt to these technologies and keep ourselves on the game. And of course, you volatility of our supply chain. With this, with challenges comes yung ating growth opportunities. No? So for instance, the opportunity to address yung ating emerging trends like smart products, to drive efficiency and reduce cost, and to ensure yung flexibility ng ating supply chain. But here's the problem, no? What you can see on this picture is the current product development process. So as you can see, it is messy, it is complicated. Not mentioning it is also slow and painful. So with a process like this, 30% of an engineer's time is wasted on tedious tasks. For instance, yung chasing down the right version of the file. So what we need is something that looks like this, no? So something that eliminates the friction between people, activities, and machines so that our team can collaborate seamlessly. We need something that is highly intelligent to get more high-performing, cost-effective, and sustainable designs. Also, we need something that has the flexibility we need to make anything and to design to manufacture. And that we have the Autodesk Fusion 360. So now we pose the question, what is Autodesk Fusion 360? So Fusion 360 is a cloud-based CAD, CAM, and CAE tool for collaborative product development. So basic definition, makikita natin yan sa internet. So what does it really mean? No? So I've come up with 6 categories to differentiate Fusion 360 with other CAD programs. No? So first, Fusion 360 is cloud connected, so our data is in the cloud. Since there are so many issues associated with local file storage, for instance, tracking down nga yung right version of the file, the storage size, making copies, and so on. So working with our data on the cloud allows us the freedom to design and collaborate knowing that our data is wherever we are without making any copies. No? So you can also leverage the power of the cloud through simulations, generative designs, renderings, so that we can focus on other things while it is doing it on the cloud. Second, Fusion 360 is always up to date. No? So what this means is that you don't have to worry about someone sending you a version of a file that you cannot open. No? So with Fusion 360, everyone's on the same platform that updates regularly. So that means that we get the latest and the greatest of everything. Also, in Fusion 360, one file is all you need. Your sketches, your bodies, your components, your assemblies are all in one design. No? So your simulations, your toolpaths, your renderings, your animations, is all in one file. No? So what I mean by this is that the workflow and the file structure is streamlined. So you no longer have to worry about the broken relationship of your file. Fusion 360 is also the complete package. It is parametric, it has freeform, it has direct editing, animations, simulations, generative design, mesh editing, and CAM all in one software. No? So what this means is that we don't have to go to one platform to another just to finish the job. So lastly, we have the location and degrees of freedom. So what I mean by the location is the location of commands and features in Fusion 360. No? So Fusion 360 is simple and easy to use and learn. While other software uses yung ating standard mates like yung mates. So but in Fusion 360, we use yung ating joints to describe the motion, which makes the selection process easier. Since Fusion 360 is cloud connected, so you can access our data on any device, anywhere and anytime. Either you are working from home or working from the office or back and forth, your data is always with you. So Fusion 360, it's not just CAD, hindi lang siya CAM, hindi lang siya CAE, hindi lang siya animations, renderings, generative designs. Fusion 360 is all of these things. So now let's move on sa ating Fusion 360 features and capabilities. No? So first, we have the AnyCAD functionality in Fusion 360. So for those Inventor users, hindi na to bago sa inyo. No? So Fusion 360 also has the AnyCAD capability. So basically, AnyCAD functionality, ang ginagawa niya is Fusion 360 can reference different file types. I believe 50 plus file types. And then if ever, for instance, sinendan tayo ng SolidWorks files, Fusion 360 can reference this file, and if ever na may changes dun sa original file, it will automatically update na in Fusion 360. Okay, so next, Fusion 360 has comprehensive modeling tools like sheet metal, freeform, mesh. It is parametric. It has surface modeling. No? So let me give you an example. So I hope you can see my Fusion 360 now. So as you can see here, I have bodies that we can use with different comprehensive tools in Fusion 360 now. So first, let's talk about yung ating solid body in Fusion 360, or what we call this the basic representation, or BREP. Now here we can create extrude from sketch, revolve, sweep, loft, and so on. No? We can also modify this to create fillet, chamfer, shell, draft, and so on. So okay, so for instance, gusto ko pala gumawa ng hole dito sa top face ko. No? So click ko lang yung face and then drag ko yun papunta sa center. And then as you can see, I can easily create the hole. For instance, gusto ko pala siya through all. I can select all and then click OK. Okay, next we have the freeform modeling in Fusion 360. No? So basically, yung freeform modeling is what we call the T-spline, or a subdivided body. No? So yung subdivided body meaning meron siyang faces, meron siyang edges, as well as vertices. No? So here we can do things like we can edit yung form. And I can drag the arrowheads, I can move it to a plane, I can scale it, and so on. So isipin lang natin na yung freeform modeling is like a modeling clay in real life. No? So ginagamit natin siya if ever we'll be using yung ating we will be creating complex shapes in Fusion 360. No? So next we have yung ating mesh model in Fusion 360. No? So in mesh, as you can see here, finish ko lang yung form. And then sa mesh, basically, dito natin pina-prepare yung things for additive manufacturing. No? So here we can modify to remesh yung ating triangles. We can reduce the mesh, we can smoothen, and so on. So last, we have the ating surface in Fusion 360. No? So by the word itself, surface, basically, what I can say is yung outer skin ng ating solid body. No? So for instance, itong surface na to, as you can see here, gusto ko siyang gawing solid body. So what I can do is patch ko lang yung open surfaces. And then after ko i-patch, i-stitch ko lang yung surfaces, no? And then click OK. So as you can see, it is now a solid body. So that's are the comprehensive tools that we can use in Fusion 360, but there's more, no? So let's move on. So next we have the parametric modeling in Fusion 360, no? So what I mean by parametric modeling is that yung ating commands and features are driven by parameters, no? So if ever na may changes tayo dun sa isang parameter, as we change the parameter, as long as na interconnected yung parameter na to sa isa pang parameter, it will automatically change na rin yung parameter na yun, no? So let me give you an example. So as you can see here, I have a parametric sheet metal component as well as a base plate. So as you can see here, as I can change easily yung aking parameters. For instance, gusto ko pala yung aking length ng aking base plate ay 400 millimeters, I can do that as well. So as I change yung length ng aking base plate, no, as you can see, as I show yung aking sheet metal, it automatically sumunod na siya dun sa 400 millimeters that I changed, no, since these are parametrically related, no. So what I mean also by parametric modeling is that we have a history here, no. So as you can see here, if ever na gusto ko pala i-change yung thickness ng aking base plate, double click ko lang yung aking extrusion dito. And then for instance, gusto ko pala is 20 millimeters. And click OK. So as you can see, nag-change na easily yung thickness ng aking base plate, no? And then sumunod na rin yung sheet metal ko based from those parameters. So that's one beauty on parametric modeling in Fusion 360. Okay, moving on. In Fusion 360, we also have direct and mesh modeling, no? So in direct modeling, ginagamit natin siya if ever na sinendan tayo ng files na hindi native for Fusion 360, no? So dito natin ginagamit yung ating AnyCAD functionality. So it's best to give you an example, no? So as you can see here on my Fusion 360, I have a sprocket. So as you can see here, wala siyang design history kasi sa ibang platform siya ginawa. Pero Fusion 360 can read this file, no? So for instance, ayaw ko pala itong mga hole na to. So I can just control select yung hole and press delete on my keyboard. So as you can see, easily deleted na yung holes. And for instance, itong face na pala na ito is gusto ko siyang i-extrude. So I can select yung aking press and pull. And then click ko lang, I can put a exact distance or I can drag yung aking arrowhead and press enter. So as you can see, easily extruded na yung face na yun. So hindi ibig sabihin na hindi siya sa Fusion 360 ginawa, hindi na natin siya may edit in Fusion 360. So that's one beauty of having direct modeling features in Fusion 360. Okay, next we have Fusion 360 also has the capability to do finite element analysis so that we can rest assured that that our product can work in real life, no, before actually manufacturing it. So it's let me give you an example. So as you can see here, I have a steering wheel here, which has a 4-body, no? So from the design workspace, pupunta lang ako sa aking simulation workspace. So here in the simulation workspace, as you can see, I have the capability to do study types like static stress, modal frequencies, electronics cooling, thermal stress, structural buckling. I can also do nonlinear static stress, event simulation, as well as shape optimization, no? So here I can simplify yung design na kung ano lang yung kailangan for my simulation. So as you can see, ni-remove ko yung aking handle. I can also put yung aking materials, yung aking loads and constraints. I can also create yung aking automatic contacts as well as yung mesh, no? So this mesh is very customizable. We can edit yung mesh elements that we will be needing for this design. And also we have the pre-check, no? So yung pre-check ginagawa niya is tinitignan niya kung ready na ba i-solve yung ating study, no? Then we can solve yung ating study on the cloud or locally, no? So solving a study on the cloud will require cloud credits. No? So ginagawa natin yung study on the cloud so that we can focus on other things na, no? So while it is doing it on the cloud. But also we can solve locally, but by solving it locally, hindi mo na natin magagamit yung ating Fusion 360 since ginagamit niya yung local resources ng iyong computer to solve it, to solve this study, no? Okay. So this is one of the main functionalities or feature in Fusion 360, which is the generative design. So generative design, meaning that we can, generative design is actually a design exploration technology wherein it leverages the power of the cloud and machine learning to create manufacturable outcomes, no, based on our loads and constraints, our manufacturing capabilities. No? So let me give you an example of the generative design. As you can see here, I have a sheet metal lifting bracket. No, so this sheet metal lifting bracket composed of multiple components. No, so for multiple components, of course, we will be having multiple manufacturing processes. For instance, ito ay gagawin natin for sheet metal cutting, bending, as well as gagawa tayo ng welding here and yung ating bolted connections. But what if we can consolidate all of these components into one component, no? So, and make it stronger as well as mas magaan, no? So we can use yung ating generative design. So as you can see from the multiple components, I consolidated it into one part. So here in generative design, we can put yung ating loads and constraints. We can set yung ating objectives to minimize the mass or to maximize the stiffness. We can also set yung ating safety factor, yung minimum modal frequency, maximum displacement, as well as yung safety of factor for the buckling. No? And then this one is the most important, I think, for the generative design, wherein we can tell Fusion 360 before it will give yung ating iterations that we have the capability to do additive manufacturing, milling from 2.5 to multi-axis milling. If ever na yung shop floor natin is kaya pala ng die casting, we can tell Fusion 360 also. And then from there, ilalagay natin yung preserved geometries and yung ating obstacle geometries. And then set natin yung materials. And then from there, we can solve yung ating generative study on the cloud. No? And then after solving it on the cloud, we will be going to the explore environment. As you can see here, I already solved it. So yung Fusion 360 magbibigay siya ng multiple outcomes, no? So and these outcomes can be filtered. For instance, we can use ating 5-axis milling. We can isolate it. So yung ipapakita lang niya sa atin is yung designs that is manufacturable using 5-axis milling now. So we can also change yung ating display from properties views, from scatter plot view, and as well as table view, no? And then from there, if ever nakapili na tayo ng design, pwede na tayong gumawa ng outcome, no? Or basic representation as well as a mesh outcome. So ito yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. So generating an outcome, again, will use cloud credits. So that's the beauty of generative design in Fusion 360. So moving on, Fusion 360 also has the capability to do additive manufacturing, no? So as you can see here on my Fusion 360, if ever na ito palang Fusion Kitchen na to is I wanted to be to do additive manufacturing here or 3D printing, as you can see here, I have a machine library that can use additive manufacturing, no? So binibigyan tayo ng Fusion 360 ng multiple machines that we can use for additive manufacturing. Also, we can set yung ating print settings, no? We can edit yung parameters ng ating print settings. For instance, yung ating basic parameters, extruders, layers, infill, and so on. And then from there, if ever na kailangan ng support, we can do that as well. And then we can generate na yung ating toolpath, no? So this toolpath, we can also simulate this. So as you can see here, as I play yung aking toolpath, we will have a general idea na on how will this work before we actually put it on our 3D printer. No? Okay, so moving on. Fusion 360 also has the capability to do photorealistic images. No? So if ever na gusto natin gumawa ng marketing content or i-share yung yung ating design to our customers before actually manufacturing it, no? So as you can see here on my Fusion 360, I have here the Autodesk drone, no? So for instance, gusto ko gumawa ng rendering of this Autodesk drone. From design, pupunta lang ako sa render workspace. And then here is sa render workspace, makikita natin na we can set yung ating scene settings, yung decals, texture map controls. We can also do in-canvas render. And then we can solve it or we can render it on the cloud. No? So what I want to show you is yung aking rendering from the cloud. So what I can tell you that as you can see here, that the Fusion 360 rendering capabilities is quite good. Okay, so moving on, Fusion 360 also has the documentation to create 2D drawings as well as animations. No? So for instance, ito palang Autodesk drone ko is gusto ko siyang gawan ng documentation. And from render workspace, punta lang ako sa aking design drawing workspace. No? And then click ko yung from design. And then from there, gagawa siya ng drawing sheet wherein we can put yung ating base view, projected views, isometric views. And then from there, we can do annotations like to create center lines, dimensions, text and notes, as well as symbols. No? And then from there, we can create yung ating parts list. And itong parts list na to, editable. If for instance, gusto ko makita yung part name, check ko lang yung checkbox dito para makita ko yung parts list. No? Okay, so moving on. We have the manufacturing capabilities of what I will call is yung subtractive manufacturing capabilities of Fusion 360. No? So in Fusion 360, we will have the ability to do 2.5 up to 5 axis milling. No? And we also have turning and mill turn, as well as water jet or 2D profiling like water jet, laser, and plasma. So what I want to show you is the integration between CAD and CAM in one software. No? So as you can see here, I already did yung aking toolpath. So as you can see here from the design workspace, I can easily go to the manufacturer workspace. And then here, makikita natin na meron tayong capabilities to do 2D milling, 3D milling, drilling, multi-axis, as well as multi-axis, no, yung swarf and multi-axis contour. So what if may changes pala dito sa part na to, no? So for instance, for example lang naman, no, itong hole na to is I wanted to move here, no? So ang gagawin ko is punta lang ako sa design workspace and then edit ko lang yung sketch, no? And then for instance, ito is gusto ko pala is 1.25 inches. Click OK. And then finish ko yung sketch. And then, balik ako sa manufacturer workspace. No? So as you can see, regenerate ko lang yung aking toolpath. And then, susunod na yung toolpath based dun sa ginawa kong changes sa aking design. No? So as you can see here, Fusion 360 is smart enough to know na meron tayong changes na ginawa sa ating model. Okay. So also, we have the multiple post processors that we can use in Fusion 360. And these are customizable, no, based on what you really need. And this can be downloadable on the Fusion 360 website. Okay, so let's talk about data management and collaboration in Fusion 360. No? And it is best explained sa ating Fusion team. So you're eligible in Fusion 360 Fusion team if you are subscribed in Fusion 360. So here sa Fusion team, makikita natin siya sa browser natin, no? Any browser. So in Fusion 360, we can create yung ating team hub for our company. Dito natin yung makikita yung ating projects. No? So for instance, I have the Fusion 360 project. And then I can change yung roles ng aking members. No? So for instance, I can change yung role of Sir Jeros to be a viewer or just an editor. So ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng mga to? Nakita natin yan dito. No? So yung viewer can just view files. Yung editor can view files, edit, upload, and download, as well as create share links. No? And then we also can set yung ating project admin wherein kaya niya na itong gawin lahat. And then from our Fusion team, we will have the ability to view yung ating designs on the browser. So as you can see here, yung Autodesk drone na pinapakita ko sa inyo kanina, I can view it on the browser. Okay, so as you can see here, I have the ability to do markups, comments. I can do automatic explode views, and so on. And then if ever na ginawa natin yung changes na yan, sinave natin, makikita yan ng other team members natin. And then sa Fusion 360, if ever na mag-save tayo ng file, gagawa siya ng automatic version. No? So automatic version is pwede natin siyang balikan if ever na nalaman natin na mas maganda pala yung previous versions. No? You can also filter this through milestones. So yung milestones ay yung important save that we did in Fusion 360. And we can also compare versions. No? Okay, so as you can see here in my Fusion 360, on my data panel is, as you can see here, I have my icon. As you can see here, opened by Sir Eugenio de la Merced or reserved by me. So ang ibig sabihin lang nito is other teams can open this file pero hindi nila may edit as well as masasave as until I close yung aking file. No? So makikita natin dito yung collaborative functionalities in Fusion 360. Okay, so let's move on sa ating extensions, no? So Fusion 360 extensions. So first, we have the generative design extension. So as I've said kanina, yung generative design is gumagamit siya ng cloud credits to do study types or to do generative study as well as design creations, no? But with generative design extension, we will have the ability to do unlimited outcome generations and design creations without using cloud credits. Okay, so next we have the nesting and fabrication extension. So basically, yung nesting and fabrication extension is, optimize niya yung yield to reduce yung yung waste na ginagamit natin dun sa stock. So as you can see here on my Fusion 360, going to my nesting and fabrication. So as you can see here, I have a slot stand. For instance, gusto ko tong i-nest and i-gawa ng toolpath. No? So from design, punta lang ako sa manufacture workspace. So as you can see, I already did na yung nesting so that you can see. And then from here, we can create na yung ating 2D cutting operations. Now, for instance, let me simulate this operation. So as you can see here, as I play this, it will automatically place na yung toolpath. So that's quick and easy to use nesting and fabrication using Fusion 360. Okay, so next we have the additive build extension. So basically, yung additive build extension is ginagamit natin siya if we will be using metal additive manufacturing for the creation of supports as well as yung parts. So here in additive build extension, ginagamit natin yung SLM technology or yung ating selective laser melting in Fusion 360. So we have the additive simulation extension. So basically, yung additive simulation extension is just a preview functionality for now. So preview functionality, ibig sabihin is hindi pa siya fully released for in Fusion 360. But yung subscribers ng Fusion 360 can use this for free. Habang preview functionality pa lang siya. Okay, so next, we have yung ating machining extension. So if ever we will be using yung ating machining extension, we will have the ability to do automatic collision avoidance, 5-axis toolpath optimization, and so on. So it's best to give you an example. So as you can see here, yung ating extensions, makikita natin siya dito sa plug icon na to. So as I click that, nakita natin dito yung ating available extensions. For instance, itong machining extension, which is I already have access, we can do things like tool orientation, or collision avoidance, part alignment, hole recognition, probe geometry, and so on. So let me give you some of this for example. So first, we have the hole recognition in Fusion 360 using the machining extension. So in your hole recognition, as you can see here that I already did, it will automatically create na yung ating spot drilling, yung ating chip breaking as well as yung threading. If ever na yung part natin ay merong multiple holes. Kasi if ever na gagawin natin yan, it is gonna be very tedious if iisa-isahin natin yung holes na yan. So as you can see, we have the capability to do hole recognition using the machining extension. Okay, so next we have yung ating toolpath trimming that I want to show you. So as you can see here, I have a toolpath that has that I don't want. For instance, itong strip edge, for instance, I can trim this additional toolpath here, no? So what I can do is select ko muna yung toolpath and then select ko yung trim. So and then I can enclose yung aking toolpath, no? And then after enclosing that, click ko lang yung plus and then click OK. And then let it regenerate for a while, no? So as you can see, mabilis lang naman yung regeneration niya. So as you can see, I easily cut na yung toolpath na yun, no? So if ever na napakadami na nating nagawang toolpath and then gusto lang natin i-trim yung hindi natin gusto na toolpath, we can do that easily in Fusion 360 using the machining extension. Okay, so last extension is we have the manage extension, no? So yung manage extension basically yung ating product lifecycle management in Fusion 360, no? So we can do things like engineering change orders, or we can also pre-configure workflows based on our lifecycle, no? So as you can see here, let me give you an example. Going back to my Autodesk drone, from render workspace, punta lang ako sa design workspace. So as you can see here, if ever na pala itong component na to is I want to change yung aking supplier. So right click ko lang siya and then select ko yung release with change order, no? So gusto ko lang ipakita sa inyo kung paano natin ginagawa yung engineering change order using the manage extension in Fusion 360. So as I create yung aking engineering change order, yung Fusion 360 will automatically create yung aking unique item number. So as you can see here, I have the unique item number already created. And then from there, no, pwede natin tayong gumawa ng title. For instance, I want this to be for supplier change. For example lang naman. I can set yung aking approvers. For instance, I can set to myself or I can set it to Sir Jerus. For this instance, siguro, lagay ko lang muna sa sarili ko. And then the reason for change, as I've said nga, I have ability to do things, but I want it to be a supplier change. And then I can set yung aking description as well as other reviewers. No? So with that, I can save. And then makikita natin dito yung affected items, no? So for instance, isa lang naman. And then we can set yung ating life cycle, for instance, release to production, and then I can select save. And then if ever na nakita pala natin na okay na, no? So nakita natin na okay na, and then na-change na, and then we can fast track to approval. And we can say that, for instance, okay, for example lang, and then approve. And with that, yung engineering change order na to is now closed. So ganun lang, basic engineering change order that we can use using the extension in Fusion 360. Okay, so top 5 reasons you need Fusion 360. No? First, it has the total connectivity. So Fusion 360, you can do CAD, CAM, CAE, renderings, animations, generative designs, and so on, all in one platform. No? Also, Fusion 360 has the flexibility you need, wherein you can access your data anytime, anywhere, on any device. No? And also, Fusion 360 also has easy and quick installation, wherein sa community natin, Fusion 360 experts can actually help you. As well as meron tayong Fusion 360 blog, wherein dun pinopost yung updates na meron sa Fusion 360 so that we can leverage those updates on real time. So approximately 645,000 monthly active users gumagamit ng Fusion 360, no? So padami ng padami yung gumagamit ng Fusion 360. So with that, I can say that the future is here and it runs on Fusion 360. So thank you again. I'm Sir Eugenio de la Merced, Applications Engineer at Maximum Solutions Corporation, and here are my contact details. No?